Let's talk about real life situations here. Arguing. And if you're watching this video, it probably means that the universe sent you this information for a reason, just like that kind of information came to me when I needed it most. So we know that removing toxic people out of our lives is super important, especially if they negatively impact us or, mess with our well-being. I completely agree with that. But not all of us have the luxury to do that with some people, right? What if it's a family member? Or what if it's somebody that we share a household with and we are stuck on a lease, for example? Or it's somebody that we work with and we're assigned a project together. In that at that point you have no choice, really. Not as easy as it would be with some other people. So then what do you do if you constantly find yourself in situations that make you feel uncomfortable or that, are super negative? Well, let me tell you, the one important thing is to pay attention to your reactions. If you find yourself in an argument or a debate or just like a really annoying situation, pay attention to what kind of energy you're giving out in that moment, because you have full control over your thoughts, and you have full control over the situation because you choose how you react to it. It's all about your perception and the way you take it, whether you take it lightly or if you let it consume you for the entire day and you feel horrible. All right, so let's look at an example. Inevitably, let's say you get sucked into a really heated argument and you and that person are just going at it and you're both extremely stubborn. And you find that the conversation is just going in circles and circles, and your blood just starts to boil at that moment, and your only goal at that point is just to prove them wrong and make them feel bad. Please, at that point, stop yourself. Stop yourself. You realize how much you're draining your energy. And not only is it consuming you internally and starving your cells of the life force that they actually need, but you're also giving out so much powerful negative energy into the universe that you end up attracting other events and other negative people into your life because of that, because it's manifesting. So then who's really winning here in the situation? Definitely not you. So please prioritize yourself and your feelings. No argument is worth it. Choose the higher thought and remove yourself from the situation. Tell that person that no solution is going to come out of this situation, because when two people are that heated, you're not in the right place to make reasonable choices, right? And that's it. Leave it at that. Just say that you will revisit it later or you need to think. That's it. Brush it off. And if it's something that really hurt you, let's say they said something horrible and you can't just look at it lightly. Well, then at that point, instead of attacking the other person, really, you know, tell them how you feel, focusing on yourself. So, for example, instead of saying you did this wrong, you did that wrong, you did this and that, all attacking, instead say, I felt hurt. I felt uncomfortable in that situation. I felt this. You see how that kind of changes the tone of the conversation as well? So, really focus on yourself. No, you're not going to get empathy immediately from that person in the moment just because there's just too much negative momentum. But trust me, if you just share your perspective and then just leave it at that and walk away from the situation, it's going to give that person time to reflect. And the unfolding and the solution later will be much easier. Less action than it would take if you said something horrible back to them, and then you'd have to go back later and try to resolve something that's just way more complicated. All right, so let's say if you did not listen to me or if you just didn't watch this video in time. Well, okay, you proved the person wrong. Great, you won the argument. Do you feel better? Probably not. Your ego does, but what you have to remember is that your ego is not your real self. Your ego is actually a combination of data that you collected throughout your entire life. So, for example, I like this, I don't like that, this is taboo. Oh, I'm feeling judgy now. Oh, that person's bad. Oh, that person's good. Oh, this is my culture. That's my religion. That's your ego. So of course your ego in that at that point is going to be extremely happy because you're feeding it. But your true real self, your actual soul, is not. It's actually suffering in that moment. And you've probably hindered your relationship with the person that you're arguing with. So later, it's going to be actually more work to restore that relationship. So, what sounds better? Focusing on your feelings and prioritizing yourself and walking away from the situation, or winning the argument and then doing so much damage, not just to yourself but the other person as well, damaging yourself internally, damaging yourself physically, damaging the energy that you put out into the universe and what you're going to be attracting later on. It is not worth it. No argument is worth it. So please, 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 no matter what situation you find yourself in, whatever situation, prioritize yourself, prioritize your feelings. You know why our emotions exist? Our emotions exist because they are our guidance system. It's like a cue, little cue that your soul is giving you, like, hey, wake up, please. You're not creating deliberately, you're not creating well. You're letting your thoughts control you. Please, please stop right there. You're giving out bad energy. That is the cue that your soul is giving you, that you're putting out bad energy that can attract other bad things into your life. So the more you pay attention to your emotions and realize, oh, no, 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 I'm doing damage to myself. It's not worth it. Stop right there. You will win. You will win for yourself if you remove yourself from a negative situation. Trust me. Try it. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to get.